The judgment was extremely severe and took care of that problem. Now, this is one of those videos I'm going to play that may be a little bit sensitive for some children. But it's from a TV series called Ancient Aliens. Have you guys ever heard of that show? I think it ran for like 6 seasons or something like that. Quite a number of seasons. They had an episode, I think it was in season 6, that was called Alien Breeders. And I was actually asked to speak at a secular UFO conference in New Jersey a few years ago. And I mean, I knew most of the people, the other speakers that were at that event were some of the people that are in the show Ancient Aliens. Not the guy with the big hair, like Georgia, but a few of the others. So I'm like, okay, I know who I'm going to be sharing the stage with, and I know the mindset of the audience. But they asked me to come there. The event coordinator, who was also a believer, had been following my stuff. He says, I think they're ready to hear another point of view. I think you're the guy to do it. I said, okay. I said, do you think they'd be offended if I use some of their own lingo against them? He goes, nah, go for it, dude. I said, all right. So I took footage from one of their episodes, Alien Breeders, and then at the end of it, I'll see if you catch it, but at the end of it, I changed their opening dialogue just a little bit.
Highly advanced human living thousands of years ago. Unidentified DNA in the human genome and ancient chronicles describing heavenly interventions on Earth. Demonic seduction.
You cannot resist or do anything about it.
Hybrid offspring.
People believe that he was half dragon and half human.
And strange abductions.
These beings from outer space wanted to have sex.
In cultures throughout the world, there are tales of intimate encounters with extraterrestrial beings. But could these stories be more than just myth?
We should finally come to grips with the idea that extraterrestrials had something to do with our development.
Clearly, there are entities out there which have an agenda, mating with human beings for their own purpose.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might we be the product of alien breeders?
An anthropologist from the University of Wisconsin, Dr. John Hawkes, did a comprehensive analysis of human DNA going back for many thousands of years. And what he found was astonishing. If you look at the DNA from someone in 3000 BC, and you compare that to the DNA of someone alive today, it has changed by 7%.
Mapping the human genome, Dr. Hawkes found that in the past 5,000 years, our DNA has evolved at a rate 100 times greater than any previous 5,000-year period in our history.
So what happened in the last 5,000 years that altered the structure of human DNA by 7%?
Throughout world cultures and mythologies, this idea of otherworldly beings, gods, supernatural beings, demons, having sex with humans is very, very common. The way that we interpret that experience depends on the cultural and religious factors around us.
We can read about these accounts of all sorts of weird beings who had their way with humans.
Perhaps further evidence can be found, not by scientists, but by religious scholars. Millions of people around the world believe in the Hebrew Bible. What if it were true?